Hello and welcome to another Sunstar Knits podcast episode. I'm Eleanor and this is my knitting channel. Normally I do things in a pretty standard podcast format, but today I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to start with my works in progress because I have quite a few finished objects. And then at the end of the video, I will probably kind of address where I've been, because I've been gone for about a month, and this video is late. So, some, what's the word? PSAs, I guess? Warnings, I am outside, obviously. I've got a highway with lots of morning commute traffic next to me, and a couple of stellar jays that are very vocal. So if you hear any of that, that's probably what it is. But let's get right into it with a whip. Both whips you've never seen before. Probably most of these you've never seen before. But I only have two whips. We're going to do the skirt first. So it's in a bag down at my feet. I have started the Lindahl skirt. So it's worked flat. This is the top and then down in panels. I'm about a quarter of the way through the second panel. But I am making this with the Barocco Ultra Wool DK. It's 100% superwash wool in the color 83118. It is this really multicolored, like yellow green with some teal in there. Don't know how well you can see it again. The lighting is a bit weird because the sun's not even fully up, because it is 6:48 in the morning. I'm filming this before I get ready and go to work. And then my white yarn is just some more of this, I can't pronounce it, Lopi Falolalopi, I think is it, 100% wool. There's 50 grams in a ball and it's 150 meters. This is, I believe, 100 grams. Yep, and there's 267 meters. And I have quite a few. This is actually yarn my mom got me when she was in South Carolina with my dad. So kind of special memories for that. But I am using 3.5 millimeter needles. I don't quite remember what the recommended is. I believe that's the recommended, just because I'm not totally I don't totally care about gauge, because I can add panels if I need stuff. So that was the Lindahl skirt by Woden. I'm liking the pattern. Big truck. I'm liking the pattern so far just because it's very detailed. There's a lot of different parts. Like this little thing is all one section of instructions, and then this is like a completely different set of instructions. They're all similar, but like each one of these like little half leaves and then the bottom square here is different instructions. And then I messed up very beginning not knowing how to read the pattern, but I fixed it. So this is twice as big as it needs to be, and I don't quite know how to fix that. But I like the pattern. It's very detailed. I like how one, size inclusive, and two, customizable it is. There are a whole lot of sizes. It's not a standard size chart. It is a more expensive pattern, but it's worth it. But it takes a while to finish a panel, and when you need 10 of them to get the fullness you want, it's a long-term whip. And on that note, oh yeah, and then I totally forgot. The red here is a provisional cast on. So once you finish it all, you're going to take that out, and then you'll probably Kitchener stitch or something it together. So it'll be seamless almost or it'll look seamless. It won't totally be seamless, obviously. There will be a seam. It just won't look like one. I do have my breakfast in front of me that I'm really wanting to pause this and eat for, but I also don't have a whole lot of time. I'm hoping to get this done relatively quickly. So here is my second and last whip. Let me spread it out on the blockers. Okay, this was a pattern I wanted to test knit. I'm wanting to test knit a lot of stuff, and I'm applying for test knits, but people just don't want me to test knit, so that's okay. So this is the Peonia dress by Flaminia Knits. It looks a little funky because I only have one strap on. I decided to do the double knit strap instead of the I-cords. These are provisional cast-ons again to almost seamlessly join. My Kitchener stitch is not the best, so there's a bit of a tension difference that you can barely see on camera, but I swear there is one. A couple big stitches and stuff, because it's like the first time I've really Kitchener stitched. But this is a slightly made to measure pattern. You pick your size. I'm doing size 6 for the cups. So for the cups and the front, and then how many stitches you add in the underarm, and whether you have / how big the back little triangles are for here, and like all the starting stuff. And then you do quite a bit of calculations, and you do some waist decreases in order to make it still be form-fitting. It's supposed to be a very form-fitting dress. Then you are supposed to go into hip increases, so you're coming in for your waist and then back out for your hips, and it's supposed to still be hugging. I think I have 6.5, or should have 6.5 inches of negative ease for the top, which is quite a lot. But it's done in 2x2 broken rib, so it's very stretchy. I'm liking that. But instead of going into hip increases, I went straight into the skirt increases because I want a more A-line skirt. Yeah, that's kind of it. I'm using the rest of my drops Flora in the color 1. This is 65% wool, 35% alpaca, 50-gram ball with 210 meters. It's fingering weight. Even though this is kind of more of a summer dress, I'm okay with it being in a wool. Also, I was not planning on keeping it this color. I'm thinking about dyeing it just because I don't quite want a white dress. So that may be in the cards. But this is the last ball. I only had 2.5-ish balls of this left. So once this ball is done, I'm gonna finish it, and I should have yarn that I've ordered for a couple other projects that I will put into the plans at the end of this video. And so I'm going to start working on those. And this is meant to be a kind of long-term whip that I want to work on. I don't want to get it. I want to enjoy the slowness. I wasn't actually thinking I would get this far. I'm planning on making a project vlog for it, but I don't think I'm going to do that because I forgot to film all the important parts. So it's pretty much just increasing until I get the width of the skirt I want, and then going straight down until I get the length I want, and that's not totally interesting. So I don't think I'm going to do that. You'll just be updated here. I'm going to keep this on my lap. It's actually pretty warm. I'm a little chilly. Being outside is probably about 50 degrees right now, which is really nice, but it also means it's only going to be like, I think there's a high of 68, 70 today, with the possible showers and thunderstorms, which is not good when you lead a camp about swimming outside. Okay, I guess we'll go to not the most recent finished object, but sorry, I hit the mic again, the most oldest finished object. So I talked about this slightly in my 6-month update. This is the Stick Season jacket by Rebecca Clow. I might actually put this on my legs instead. It is a worsted weight jacket or cardigan with a textured top that I did wrong. So this is not what the texture is supposed to look like. It's one of her bigger patterns, so you can either do a round neck or V-neck, and you can do a button-up or a shawl kind. I chose to do the button-up. There's no buttons on here, and the ends are also not weaved in. That is because I believe I want to redo the cast off for the neck up here, because it is a lot wider than I wanted. Her project photos show it very tight to the neck, and I wanted that. I believe I don't have my notes, which means you may or may not get correct information. Sorry. I believe I used either a 4 or 4.5. No, it was a 4.5 or a 5 millimeter needle. One of those two. Probably both, because I generally don't do the ribbing in a different needle, but I think I did the button band and stuff in a different needle. But yes, so I'm gonna at some point go in and fix that, and then redo or sew, and then weave in the ends. Why am I not functioning today? It's too early in the morning. Note to self, don't film this early. Okay, along with that textured top yoke part, there is also this ribbing detail along the shoulders, around the arms. So it goes all the way around the arms, and then joins on the underarm here and goes all the way down to the 2x2 ribbing. So I do have buttons for this. I believe I'm going to do some wooden buttons I bought for another project. But yes, that is... Oh, yarn. What yarn did I use? I used Knit Picks Wool of the Andes in the worsted weight in the color Jurassic. It's like this tealy blue. I believe it's supposed to be a green, or I thought it was more of a green, but it's definitely blue. It's pretty true to camera true to color on the camera, slightly darker, but it's definitely a very, very dark teal. So that's kind of what was throwing me off. But that's finished object number 1. Finished object number 2 is my stripe pipe dupe. See how you're getting all the colors I care about. So this is my version of the stripe pipe. I used the porcelain sweater pattern just because I didn't want to buy another drop shoulder sweater pattern. when I already had one that, and it wasn't like totally unique, the stripe pipe sweater. So I don't know if people do that or make it widely known, but yes. So I made mistakes, but Kuta Vakika is the original writer of the stripe pipe. I think Lay Knit writes the porcelain sweater pattern, and both good writers. I have patterns from both, obviously. And not obviously. I have patterns from Kuta Vakika as well as Lay Knit. Whoops, I'm trying to eat, but I got chocolate all over my hand. So Kuta Vakika generally does videos for her more complicated patterns, for help on those patterns. I utilized her videos for the Arctic light sweater quite a bit. But in one of her videos, she mentions that the repeats are 8 row stripes. And that's pretty much all I needed, is the thickness of the stripes. So I used the Lopi yarn, same color, 01, I believe it's natural, for my base color. And then I transferred in yarns from my weekly advent from December. So this is a Kings and Queens of Narnia advent, and you've got all 5 colors, all 5 kings and queens. It goes, Lucy is this yellow, then Edmund is this chili blue, Susan is the purple, not Caspian, Peter is this blue green, or blue and yellow, and Caspian is this like sea blue. I realized into the sleeves, if I didn't want blues to touch, I could have done oldest to youngest, and then just Caspian at the end, so it would have been Peter, Susan, Edmund, Lucy on the sleeves, and then Caspian. But I like the arrangement of this. I decided to do a bell sleeve, as well as I believe that's what this is called. No, this is not called a bell sleeve. I don't know. I decided to do this puffed sleeve along with rolled edges for everything, because I didn't like the way the ribbing looked in this yarn. I believe I used 4.5 millimeter needles. I used 4.5 millimeter needles for the rest of these patterns. The sun's coming up, I can tell. So that is my 6 stripe pipe sweater dupe. Ooh, it's nice and warm on my legs. I'm wearing shorts. Okay, now we're gonna... I just spilled my milk. It's okay. It was mostly on my pancake anyways. Hold on. I'm gonna pause. I'll be back. Okay. I'm back. I just poured it off my plate onto the ground on the other side of my deck. But we're gonna get into a whip I don't have with me because it's in my mom's room and she's asleep because it was her birthday gift. I made my mom, I'll put a picture up here, but I made my mom a ranunculus with Line du Nord du Line, one of those variations, in their linen and Pima cotton blend. It was in like a purpley gray color. I don't have the yarn with me and I don't remember. I threw away all the ball bands for some reason. I used 4 of those. I used 7 millimeter needles, and I made her size 2 or 3. And yeah, she loves it. She's worn it once since I love the pattern. It's the second time I've made it. I'll put a picture, I don't know if I said that, up next to me, or it'll already be up there. My one edit to this video. Yeah, so I think she likes it. I hope she likes it. She said she liked it, so that's finished object number 3. And now we have another one. Another one by Rebecca Clow. Oh, I haven't been saying, I didn't tell you. So the ranunculus is by Midori Knits, I believe. But now we have the Staff and Light by Rebecca, or Staff and Vest Light by Rebecca Clow. In KNC Essentials color Sequoia. This is one of like the only at Joann's yarn, so I don't know if it's coming back. But the Staff and Sweater is this or Staff and Vest is well written pattern. Love it. Love this yarn. Super drapey. Love the repeats. Love the diamond. I'll do one down here. The diamond thing along with the eyelet holes. That's a choice. You can do eyelet holes or Estonian buttons. Just do eyelets just because that's what she did for her vest as well. It's a big pattern, so you could either do the DK weight like I did, or fingering, or you could also get the top in DK and fingering. So I used 4.5 millimeter needles, and I got gauge with that. It's a drop shoulder. It's supposed to be, oh no, it is supposed to be 1x. So there's 2x2 ribbing in the pattern, but all of the ribbing around the armholes is 1x1, which I really like because it kind of separates. It breaks it apart. We're backwards. Sorry, my thing. Can we please be quiet, Mr. Blue Jay? Or Stellar Day? We have a nest up there, and he's probably mad at me for sitting out here because he doesn't want to go to his nest. But sucks, this is my house too. Sorry, that was kind of mean. What time is it? Yeah, I gotta get going. Because I still have to get ready and make lunch for work. So yeah, that's the Staff and Vest Light. We will move on to my one and only free pattern by Audrey Bordego. All of her patterns are free and they're amazing. I love her patterns. But this is the Zinni top. And it is in KNC Essential 100% cotton, in the color Sequoia, in the color Camper Van, and then this is I Love This Cotton in the color Curry. And it's that pattern all the way down. It's a split hem, 1x1 or 2x2 twisted ribbing at the bottom. This is supposed to be oh, talk about unflattering. This is supposed to be a 2x2 twisted rib, but I did 1x1 on accident, so all of the top is 1x1. But this is a really fun pattern. I'll show you my floats. It's used with you work 2 rows of each color, and then on the yellow rounds you knit 2 and then you slip 2. I don't know if I'm pointing to the correct thing. So you knit 2 and then you slip 2 of the brown to get that coloring. It's worked bottom up, which is not my favorite, but I really liked it for this. And I kind of was playing Yarn Chicken and I won. So I'm very happy with that. Very, very happy. Okay. That's all my finished objects and my works in progress. So I will talk about some plans. I think I'm getting over being sick. But I'll talk about some plans. So, when the yarn comes, it's supposed to come yesterday, but it was still in New York. So I'll check it again today and see when it's supposed to come. But when the yarn comes, technically I can start now because I do have most of the yarn. But, sorry, off track. When the yarn comes, I'm going to be making the horseshoe crab sweater by the Leaf Hopper. In the yarn drops Lima, which is 65% wool, 35% alpaca. It's a DK weight. And in the colors red and natural, or off-white. One of those two, whichever one it is for this yarn. That is because I made both my grandma and my dad's sweaters in that yarn, and I had enough left over that I was able to justify buying a little bit more in order to make myself a sweater. Most of the sweaters, at least for the project vlogs or projects on Ravelry I've been seeing, have been the dark is the horseshoe, so your contrasting color, and then the light is the body color. But what I believe I'm gonna do, holy cow, I just totally whacked that. Do the red as the body color and the white as the horseshoe crabs, because that's how I've done my grandma's and my dad's. Is the white has been the contrasting color. So I kind of want to keep that theme of like matching, but not quite but not actually. So like, and so it took me a while to find a pattern I actually wanted. I didn't know if I wanted to go more traditional. I tried to do a drops pattern that was a drop shoulder all over color work, but the purling color work was messing and hurting my hands, and so I scrapped that. So this is what I've landed on, especially because I really like it, and I've been wanting to make one of her patterns for a while. But yes, and then also in that shipment of yarn is some plates of Lopi P something. They're like the roving ones, so it's 100% Icelandic wool. And it's like roving, so it's unspun yarn. And I'm going to use that for the Beatrix cardigan in the color wine red. For my Christmas cardigan. And I'm very happy and I cannot wait. Okay, if you are just here for the knitting stuff, I will not be sad if you leave. I'm going to kind of go into why I didn't film for the month of June. So, I didn't film for the month of June because, I'm just so busy. I had a full plate of work, working almost fully part-time. Now I'm working pretty much full-time almost. I think I am working full-time now. And I had finals and like the last month of classes. So it was too much. It was just too much to do. So I do this as a hobby. Obviously I have 10 subscribers, and I think 2 of them are my siblings. So yeah, I was just way, way too busy. Really super explanatory. That was it. Just too busy. I was overwhelmed. I was half not wanting to film this month either, but I knew if I didn't film this month, I would probably never film again. And I really do like filming these videos. They're great for me to look back on, be like, oh yeah, I did make that. Like, yeah, that was really fun. I should make that again, or like all that. So yeah. I guess that's it. That was a lot quicker than I thought. I thought I was going to have a way longer explanation. But yeah, final week of classes, getting my associates. I've graduated now and I'm transferring. I probably won't have a first video of August. I'll just have the podcast because I am moving. And again, I'm working full time and I don't have an idea for it. So we'll be doing that. I will see you in my next podcast episode. I hope you had a wonderful day. I hope you got a lot of crafting done during this. Yeah. Bye.